that
Yep.
we're still streaming. If
Yeah.
we're streaming, I might not take such intense notes. I could look at it later if that's how it's supposed to work.
I'll say he. Um. I know. I know. Tony and I worked on this the other day.
Yeah, I just opened up the D&D Beyond overlay and took BJ and Michelle off, so just there's just three of us now. I'm gonna go down and see what it looks like on my iPad though.
Right,
I'll be right
yeah.
back.
Yeah, do you
again.
I just have to make sure that I keep this up. I'm gonna have to have my stream manager on my phone. My channel. Ba-da-da-bum-ba-dum. Where's my book? There it is.
Okay. I don't know why my webcam isn't working though.
Yeah, I saw that was. No, yeah, I think I can see it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
It just looks like spinning boxes to me.
That's what I have for you too.
Tuesday.
Hold on, I'm gonna check something.
Oh, never mind. That's JJ. I can see. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you thought I was funny.
Yeah, I was like, no, I can see you. You look fine. All right. Waiting, 'cause that's what we do.
Yeah, I don't know why my webcam isn't turning on.
Do you have it set up?
Whatever.
Do you have it set up in
Yeah.
Discord?
Yeah, like I didn't change anything from last week.
What about OBS? Were you running OBS? Maybe that's interfering with it somehow?
Maybe it is, yeah.
I'll say if OBS
That would be my
is pulling
guess.
the stream. Yeah, because I have like the two. Mine is just the 2 window captures, and that banner that says Dungeons and Dragons.
Are you streaming right now?
I am.
Okay, let me check yours out. Maybe yours is better.
I mean, mine's going, at least. I can see it.
You should have just twitch.tv/Calf1.
Yeah, it should be. I think that's all it is. I don't know if it's anything else special beyond that. Oh, twitch.com/ No, okay, I guess it is twitch.tv. I don't know how to do this shit.
It worked for me.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I got it. Bye, Stacy. Okay, I'll be right back one last time, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Good song.
It is such a good song. Going up the rails on a daisy train. Come quickly, Zack instructed Dritz one evening after they had finished their sparring. By the urgency of the weapon master's tone, and by the fact that Zack didn't even pause to wait for Dritz, Dritz knew that something important was happening. He finally caught up to Zack on the balcony of House Doerden, where Maya and Breeza stood. "What is it?" Dritz asked. Zack pulled him close and pointed out across the great cavern to the northwestern reaches of the city. Lights flashed and faded in sudden bursts. A pillar of fire rose into the air, then disappeared. "A raid," Breeza said offhandedly. "Minor houses and of no concern to us." Zack saw that Dritz did not understand. One house had attacked another, he explained. Revenge, perhaps, but most likely an attempt to climb to a higher rank in the city. "The battle has been long," Breeza remarked, "and still the lights flash." Zack continued to clarify the event for the confused second boy of the house. The attackers should have blocked the battle within the rings of darkness. Their inability to do so might indicate that the defending house was ready for the raid. "All cannot be going well for the attackers," Maya agreed. Dritz could hardly believe what he was hearing. Even more alarming than the news itself was the way his family talked about the event. "And I can see that Tony has returned. So the story of Dritz must end." I just I don't know why, but like a week or two ago, I got super invested into wanting to read the old Forgotten Realms novels. So I ended up buying the first 3 in the Dritz story, and downloaded a couple, and then I found an audiobook format, and so I was like, shit, I'll just do that too.
Someone read to me in a sultry voice.
Oh yeah, that's all
Okay.
it's about.
Yeah, it's apparently I cannot stream with my webcam on while on Discord too. I guess that's what the problem was.
That's weird. We can.
So my mom is watching your stream now.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that works for me. I should have the same setup with the with the characters on the side and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't see that anyways. I guess you can't see that on a tablet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you would have to hover over it, so it might be a little more difficult on an iPad or a tablet.
Yeah.
So. All right, cool. So if you guys are ready, we can begin.
Yeah.
You good, Stacy?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Was that a no or a yo?
No, it's a yes. I'm good.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was just sharing that little,
Okay.
a little link.
Yeah, no problem at all. Then we shall begin. So, a quick recap from last session. Our players have arrived in Phandalin. The newbies, as I have been calling you guys, you all arrived there, and Shaylin had arrived there a day before, but you spent most of the early morning sort of getting introduced to the city. You went and you met Elmar Barthen, who is the owner and proprietor of Barthen's Provisions, as well as his two young clerks, Ander and Thistle. You then ventured down to the Stonehill Inn, where you talked with Tolbin Stonehill, the owner of the tavern and inn, as well as a few of his patrons. During this time, you ended up learning a number of various rumors and details about what has been going on in the past few days and weeks. You learned that the dragon that has been spotted in the area is roughly the size of an elephant or a house and breathes ice. You also learned that there have been orcs being driven down from the mountains to the east, and that there has been strange magics being noticed and being, talked about in the up in the forest in Neverwinter Wood. And then an offhanded comment from Lenine, the owner of the Lion Shield Coster. She informed you that one of her rangers had gone out to, or that she had been getting a lot of her rangers in the area have been bringing back treasures from a lighthouse out to the west where ships have been crashing. Beyond that, you went down and you talked with Harbin Wester, the town master, and you were able to find out from him the necessary situations and problems he currently has plaguing his town. He told you about a couple you read on the quest notes, I should say, that there was a couple dwarven excavators that had unearthed a ancient dwarven temple further down to the south, and he wants them to be notified of the dragon, and so that this way they can return. One of the other ones was that a group of gnomes that lives in the mountains to the south in a place known as Gnomengard, they are known for their creations of magical trinkets and items and equipment, and he wanted you to venture down there in order to question them to see if they could supply the town with any that could be used to either fend off the dragon or fight it back. And then lastly, a simple quest to go up to Umbridge Hill, where the midwife and apothecary Adabra Gwyn lives at her mill, was to go up there and get her to come back to the town. That was actually the quest that the group decided to go up and take care of, and when you got up there, you found out that there was a manticore attacking her mill, and that she needed some help from you guys. So you intervened, and you were able to distract the manticore long enough that all of you could defeat it together. After you did so, you talked with Adabra, and she informed you that she could not simply just leave her mill. She still had her work to do, she still had potions to make, and that she would write you a note informing Harbin Wester that she was okay where she was and she had ways of defending herself. After that, you all took the note and you headed back to town, where you talked with Harbin Wester and informed him of her decision. He then paid you out the 25 gold and an additional 3 when I believe it was Cedric and Vanadar that informed him of the Manticore fight, and he gave you an extra 3 gold, so I believe that was split up between the 2 of you. Shortly after that, you went back and you headed to the inn in order to get some rest for the night. So if that all sounds about correct, that is the point where we will pick this up.
Okay,
yeah.
I know during the night, I think we talked about this already, Lucas, but I wanted to run to the weaponsmith and see if there was any way she could take the manticore spines that I collected and turn them into any type of, like, special darts.
Right, so yes. So you went to talk to Linen Greywind, who is the, like I said, the Lion Shield Coster owner, and she told you that she would be able to look at them and see what she could do with them, and that to stop back in about 2 days. That evening, you all rested, and I'm not going to touch on every detail about it, but Iluna actually went out early in the morning to head back up to talk with Adabra about something on a more personal level, as Vanadar and Zash, as the 2 of you are waking back up in the morning and you're heading down into the tavern, is right at the same time that Iluna is coming back from her short jaunt out to Adabra. So that's where we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up where the 3 of you are in the tavern. No sign right now of Cedric or Shaylin. But Iluna has just walked in, and Vanadar and Zash, you are currently in the tavern.
Okay. Good morning, Iluna.
Good morning. Did you get my note?
Yes.
I don't
left
think I
you a
did.
note.
Yes, you did. So that morning, Tolbin Stonehill, as the 2 of you came down, he informed you that Iluna had left a note for you that she would be returning back early in the morning, that she had to go and talk to Adabra.
Okay. How did your conversation with Adabra go?
Great. I learned about some local fauna and herbs that I'm interested in cataloging and finding.
Okay. Do they happen to be on our way to our next quest? Maybe we could help you collect some?
Yeah. We can choose the next quest. Which quest did we want to work on?
I mean, I'm okay with either or. I forget the location of them.
I will put up the map of the Sword Coast. So you have.
I see it right here.
Yeah, so you have already completed the one, which is the Umbrage Hill. So I will actually go ahead and erase that little mark, and I will put a little check mark there for you. So you can see now on the map that Umbrage Hill you have already dealt with. You have the next 2, which would be Nomengard, which I'm going to put a blue circle around, and then there is the quest at the Dwarven Excavation in the yellow circle.
Okay.
And whereabouts were the local herbs that you found, Iluna? Or that you heard about, rather?
Sword Mountains is a good place to start. Lucas, when you said the Heartlands, is that just generally where they're already at?
Yeah, so the Heartlands of the Sword Coast is pretty much where you already are. When it came down to the various ingredients that Adabra talked to you about, there really only seemed to be a few that you would be able to get in this direct area. Mainly the Harlethorn was the prominent one in the direct area that would be available. The other ones, you've heard of the places where they're from. If you remember in your notes, the Sunset Rose is in a place called the Battlefield of Bones, which you've probably never heard of. Sleepweed pods can be found in various grassland areas, and there are grasslands around here, so you could definitely try looking in that. Bowen's flower is found in more mountainous regions out in Cormyr, but Harlethorn grows in a variety of places in the heartland of Faerun. So that's why she suggested that was your best bet.
Okay. So that's just generally wherever we go, it could probably look for it.
Right.
The other one's in a mountainous area, and one's in the Arctic area. Well, cold mountains.
Yes.
So
the Suicet mushrooms.
I'm like looking at the map.
Yeah.
I mean, is that all just south? Heading south generally works. Both those places work. I needed to go to buy or try to buy an herbalist kit and or some, oh good lord, hoof leaf. So if we could stop at Elmer's first to see what he has.
Yeah, we could definitely stop there before we head down. Did you guys want to go to Nomengard first, or did you want to head over to the Dwarven excavation?
Well, if you guys want, we could do Nomengard first, and maybe on the way towards that, we could stop off at Adabra's hut again, just to check on her, just make sure everything's okay still, and then head over to Nomengard, and then from there we could travel along the mountains to the dwarves, and maybe we could find some herbs for Iluna.
Sounds good.
Because you said there were some herbs in the mountains that you needed, right?
Yeah, the main ones in the Heartlands, which I guess would be on our way to the mountains, and the other ones are in the mountains. And
okay, cool.
So I'll give you a little bit of insight on that. So when it refers to the Heartlands, that means that it could be for the most part found in really any region around where you are. So you don't have to go necessarily anywhere in particular. Just as you're traveling, you can make those survival checks if you want to look. But the other ones like the suicide.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The traveling aspect of checking then on our way to the cold mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
So yeah, let's go stop off and get you your herbalism kit real quick.
Yeah.
So that was at.
I don't even know. I need that little map.
Here you go.
Okay, so that was at
so
Barthen's, right?
Correct. Dabber told you that it was. Well, you assumed that you could probably get it at Barthen's. He said that he could get you most things under a certain amount.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the only shop I know of, so we're gonna try that one.
Okay, let's head over.
Yep. So I guess we all head over to Barthen's Provisions. All
right. So you head over to Barthen's Provisions. You head up the road, and you can see that doors just slightly propped open. He's just working inside. Cleaning up the shelves, stocking some product. And as you walk in, a little bell above the door rings, and he turns around and says, "Oh, good morning. How are you enjoying your stay in Phandalin?"
It hasn't been bad so far.
we already slain a manticore, so already got one under our belts. But we're here looking for an herbalism kit if you have one for Iluna here.
Oh
yes, thanks.
Yes. Give me one moment here, and you see that he goes into the back of the shop there, and you can hear him rummaging around, grabbing some, knocking some things over, and then a moment later he comes back out with his, he comes back out with a box that has a bag in it. You can see that inside of it is a, there's like a variety of instruments, clippers, as I said before, mortar and pestle. There's a pouch in there. There's some vials. He opens it up, shows you everything that's in it, and he says, "Well, if you need something to, go through and gather your supplies, this would also this should suffice." And sets it down on the counter, and he says, "That'll be 5 gold."
I'm sorry, you said he went into the back to get that stuff?
Yes.
So I should have piped up earlier. When he was in the back, is there anything shiny that catches my eye?
Yeah. You look around, you can see that there is, some general, some general adventuring gear that is located on the shelves and whatnot. And something that catches your eye is you see that behind the counter, he has sort of like a vial that's filled with a dark green liquid, and it has a little tag on it that you can recognize as you speak Dwarvish, do you not? Yes,
I do.
Yes, we agreed on that. So you can actually see that it has a tiny little symbol on it that you recognize as a dwarven rune, and the way that the rune is set up is that it would read poisonous. So that is sort of the one thing that catches your eye. Or sorry, I misspoke. I do apologize. Not poisonous, acidic. Sorry. Definitely misspoke there. I meant acidic.
Oh, it's okay.
So that's the main thing. I mean, there is a lot of stuff around here. You can see that he sort of has he has some traveling lamps. He has a couple hunting traps. He has some climbing, pythons. He keeps, a supply of rations there. So this way, if you need to eat, he keeps he has a shovel and stuff. Nothing in here seems, valued much higher than, say, like 20, 25 gold pieces.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna point it out to Vanadar. I'm gonna nudge him on the shoulder and ask him, why do you think he has a bottle of acid behind there?
It's probably because he sells it. So, are you interested in that?
Everything interests me. Do you need acid for anything, Iluna?
Not today.
Okay. I'll just leave it then.
I don't plan on poisoning you today.
I'm sorry?
I missed something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Iluna picks up the kit and checks it and looks through it and says, is this your best kit?
He sort of looks at you and he says, best is, when it's the only kit I have, then I assume that it would be my best. And he gives you, he just gives you like, sort of like, a knowing smile.
Fair enough.
All right. So with that, so do you purchase it from him?
I'm also interested in something that I've forgotten the name of.
I'm curious.
I have notes and I can't find it.
I believe what you are referring to is, Hoof Leaf.
Yes.
I believe you mentioned that before.
Do you have any
Well,
fried hoof leaf?
I can't recall if I mean that sort of just grows wild out in the fields. I'm sure that if you're heading out into town and beyond, that you might be able to find some on your travels. It grows pretty wild around here.
I was just hoping for some already prepared, dried for me. One less step.
Well, if you are looking for stuff that is already prepared, then might I suggest making a trip up to see Adabra on the hill. She is the local apothecary, and she would probably have some already prepared if you make a deal with her, or if you are willing to work with her. She might be able to supply you with something.
Yeah, we are already up there. We're planning on going to visit her once more before we head back out into the wilds.
Oh, excellent.
Can I see any of your component pouches? If you've got any.
Oh, let me see if I still have one of those lying around here. So he goes into the back. He goes into the back. You hear him, rummaging around. Takes him a few more minutes this time. You imagine maybe an herbalism kit, something that he keeps on hand. But component pouch, little more, selective. But after a moment, he comes out and he has this sort of like dark leather pouch and gives it a quick breath, and dust flies off of it, fills the room a little, and he opens it up and he says, "Yes, I do. I had one laying around, and from some time ago, a traveling mage unfortunately found his doom out here in the hills, and this was retrieved from it. It still has a few things here and there in it. If you're willing, if you want this, I think the going rate on it is about 25 gold."
Oh,
That's pretty pricey.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's a bit pricey.
Yeah.
Oh, it is pricey, of
You got a
course.
deal? Never done.
A deal, you say? Well, come to think of it, I did actually have I did have a bit of a situation. I'm currently waiting for a shipment of some flour being delivered from a mill out to the west. If you could head out there, it's been about an extra day from what they were supposed to get it to me, and I understand things happen, especially in this time. But if you would be willing to head out there and see what the holdup was, it's nothing immediate. Like I said, it's only been about a day or two now late. But if you have time, if you can head out there and see what the situation is, then I would appreciate that.
Whereabouts out west?
That's right. I sold you that map of the Sword Coast.
I pull out my map.
Yep. And he marks on it I'm going to do it in this color.
Okay.
Yep. Draws an X. He says, "Oh, it's believe, if I'm not mistaken, I've traveled out there a few times. It's sorry. You know what? I'm gonna move that a little bit further away. I didn't see how far it was. There it was. Yeah, he says it'll take you about a day or so. It'll take you about a day to get out there. But like I said, in time, it's I'm not in the biggest hurry. I can wait another day or so. I still have a supply. But if you are willing to head out there and bring it here so that I'm not having to pay them to transport it, then I could give you a discount on it. Yes, I think that's an agreeable arrangement, if I do say so myself.
What kind of discount are we talking here?
Well, considering I often have to pay the traveler about 5 gold in order to bring it here, I could lower the price by that amount.
How does that sound to you, Iluna?
And dead pork. He's dropping it by 5 gold. Yeah, because it kind of sort of cut out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's dropping it by about 5
Yeah, I'm
gold.
still. Okay. Why is everything so expensive around here? It seems a fair mission, but it's not cheap enough. And we'll just have to hold off on the components pouched.
Okay.
I mean, we could always, once we finish the other quests down south in the mountains, we could always head over there.
We could loop around
and see what's going on there. Since he said he's not in the most dire need, I feel like we should probably check out the quests that are posted on the board first. I feel like those are in more dire need, especially with the dragon heading about. I think the gnomes, if we could possibly get a magical item to help us against that, I think that would be more beneficial than his flower right now.
So,
but we could definitely.
Yeah, we could just stay the course, go to Adabra, the gnomes, the dwarves, and then go down and check out his flower situation. If it's still even a situation by that time, they might come back to town and deliver it by the time we get there.
And who knows, we might find a big thing of gold, and we might just be able to buy it full price then.
Yeah, never know. We'll definitely get a lot of gold from the gnomes.
I hope so. I'd like to get the herbalism kit then.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, he sells that to you for 5 gold.
That'll be so good.
Welcome
I don't
to
think my
D&D.
gold saved from.
Actually, funny enough, most players end up with a surplus of money that they know what not to. They have no clue what to do with all of it, and so a lot of places end up diversifying their investments and buying a tavern and whatnot. At least that is what one of the groups that I've played with has done. And they spent most of their time trying to roleplay how they were going to beat out the competition in the area in order to maintain their standing.
That's actually amazing.
I don't think my gold saved from last week.
No?
What was your starting? 10?
I think I started at 10. Or maybe
You should have... Yeah, you should
8?
have 15, I think. Because you got 5 from the quest completion, and your brother and I split the extra 2 or 3 gold that we got.
Is there any way to see how much gold you started off with?
You are a monk, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm a cleric.
Oh, why am I thinking that you were Zash? So a monk. What is your background?
Far traveler?
Far traveler.
Lifestyle wealthy.
So Far Traveler starts out with a pouch containing 5 gold and a Monk, actually, you start out. I actually don't know. I don't know if you start out with anything beyond that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't.
Okay, so that was 5. Okay, so it did update.
Yeah, because you should have had. You should have had
You said
5 from the beginning.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I should probably make a note of that.
All right, so you got everything you needed from here, Iluna?
Yes, thank you. I was gonna say something clever, I'm sure, but oh well.
You say something clever.
Okay. Does anyone else?
And everyone gives you one of those. Hey.
Hey.
Does anyone need anything else in town before we set out?
I'm good. I'm ready to head out. If you guys are.
And we all have our potion from the herbalist in case, or the alchemist in case we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess we will head back to Adabra.
All right. Let me pull that up for you here.
Yeah,
And
you just generally wanted to check on her, even though I was just there.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe when we get there, you can ask her about the herbs that you were just looking for. That the shopkeep was telling us about. If she doesn't have any, I can't imagine that she wouldn't, at the bare minimum, at least help you out, since we kind of saved her life. So
we can head back there. Sure, enjoy some visitors.
And then I know on the way to Adabra, I want to ask Iluna, did you see where Cedric and Shaylin went?
That's a good question.
You did not.
You didn't see them leave?
I would not have, I suppose. I just missed them, I guess.
Okay. They didn't leave us a note or anything, Lucas?
So...
I thought they did.
Yes. No, they did. I think Tolbin
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, so Tolbin would have told you guys that Shaylin...
Okay, he would have told us both.
Yeah, he would have told at least you two. So maybe this is more you informing Iluna of where Shaylin and Cedric are. But he informed you that the two of them went off earlier in the morning, that Shaylin was up kind of early. As an elf, she doesn't need to sleep a full 8 hours. She was just sort of hanging out in the main tavern area. And one of the dwarves that was getting ready to head out to the mine was talking about how there was a discussion out in the hills of a dragon being spotted further out west. And so Shaylin wanted to go out there. Cedric was the first one to wake up, and he said that he would join her in making sure that she didn't go a step too far, considering facing a dragon as considerably not weak but ill prepared as she was. She seemed just sort of like in a fit to want to go out there, and so he joined her. So that is where she is current. That's where the two of them are currently located. In the note, it said that they would be back as soon as possible.
Okay, well then I'll retcon it, and I will fill in Iluna about that situation.
If they were heading west, and west is where his shipment of flour is, that probably isn't a very good turn of events.
I did not put that together.
So yeah, you might need to tread a little carefully heading west to look for this guy's flour shipment, because we might encounter a dragon or two. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go a little bit ahead of you guys.
Not like we should.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't work. Obviously, we're totally unconcerned. Apparently.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm unconcerned, but I definitely have faith in at least Cedric's abilities. And honestly, after seeing Shaylin in battle, I have faith that she can hold her own as well.
Just maybe not against a dragon.
Maybe not against a dragon. I feel like they're smart enough to know that they can't take that fight right now, but
Yeah, you may
against
assume,
a random orc or something.
Yeah, you maybe assume that that Cedric was more going to make sure she didn't do something, overstepping her her abilities.
She comes back.
Yes, to make sure
Right.
that she comes back.
So, and it makes sense because he was a bodyguard, so that makes sense. And who knows? Maybe they stopped by Adabra to see if maybe they could get a couple more healing potions. We could ask her that when we head there, anyways.
Yeah, we can ask her.
There we go. All right.
Mm.
So
But gonna wonder why we're visiting all the time.
Yeah, three visits in 2 days. She's the woman of the hour.
Making friends.
We really just want her to come back to the town.
That's it.
Right.
So the three of you begin to make your way out of Phandalin. There was one location that I did forget to omit the last time that we played. As you are heading south, you actually see a building. I'm going to give it a quick little mark on the map here. Right here. That is a very thin mark, and that is also there you go, right there. So as you are heading down the Miners Trail out the south side, you see this building that you saw yesterday, but only this morning.
Yeah.
You're really
While we're going.
Yes. Yes, while you are going.
Sorry. While we're going, what do I need to say that Aluna's gonna keep an eye out for, I don't even know, Harlthorn, since we're on our travels?
Exactly that you are going. So the way that that's going to work is there's for adventurers, there's essentially 3 travel speeds. There is a normal travel pace, there is a slow travel pace, and then there's a fast travel pace. So when you're traveling at a normal pace, you're not really going to be able to do a ton of searching, but if you are traveling at a little bit of a slower pace, you would be able to do a little bit more searching, zipping in and out of, more brush-filled areas and more foliage. So if you are wanting to spend the march down towards her place and then into the mountains in order to search, you would just have to let me know that you are doing that. And so what that's going to do is you will be then traveling at a pace of about 2 miles an hour instead of 3 miles an hour. So over the course of a day, you would travel roughly 18 miles in a normal travel day. Most adventurers don't really push it beyond traveling straight for 8 hours, instead of like the 24 miles that you could cover in that same period of time. So that's how you'll handle it. If you want to be searching for that stuff, you will let me know what specifically you are keeping an eye out for. If you are looking for something specific, if you are looking for just anything in general, like if you want to look for Hoofleaf, as well as Harlthorn, as well as the Suicet mushrooms, as well as the sleepweed pods, then you have a varied chance of finding any one of those. But if you are searching for something specific, then you will have, a chance, you will have like sort of skewed chances to find that one specific thing. So
okay,
if you want to be looking for it, just let me know that that's what you want to do.
I think that'd be a smart thing to do as we head to Adabra, to move at a little bit slower pace, so we can see if we can find the herbs that you're looking for.
And it's better to look for more than one at a time. Some of that cut out.
So it's not so much that you're better off looking for more at a time. So mechanically, the way that this would work, if you tell me you want to look for Harlthorn, I will make you roll a survival check, and you will be specifically looking for that. But if there is nothing, then there's nothing of that. You're not looking for in searching for that. You may have glanced at Sleepweed Pod, or those mushrooms, or Hoofleaf, and your mind was so focused on that Harlethorn bush that you were just like, I didn't even notice it. But if you're looking for a multitude of things, the chances of you finding one of those things is more likely, but it's going to be a little bit harder, only because now you're having to divide your attention, because the mushrooms are a dark black mushroom with gray markings on it, and the sleepweed pods are similar to milkweed plants, and Harlethorn is sort of this green and reddish, flower stalk with these thorns on the side, and Hoofleaf, well, it just looks like a horse's hoof. So you're having to maintain those three. So like I said, you can do it one of two ways. So let me know what you want to specifically look for, and then I'll let you know, what I want you to do at that point.
But I would imagine in this area, she'd be looking for the Harlethorn, and we're hoping Adabra has leaf, but I don't know why I didn't ask her about it before.
What if
the pod one, sleep pod, whatever it's called, is that even available here? It's grasslands.
You were told grasslands. So
where we'll be traveling.
So you would be traveling more. You're going to be traveling in some hilly, grasslandy area. So.
Okay, because that part I'm unaware of, but the map looks grasslandy-ish.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So I'll just look for those two and hope. Oh my god.
Harlethorn.
There we go. Learn how to read. And the pod one, which I didn't put. I think my stupid screen's touch screen, and it definitely is not. Yeah, the sleepweed pods, those two, and hope she has the puff one, unless
okay.
I don't know. But that's what we're heading towards her to ask about anyhow.
So yeah, I think it would be beneficial just to look for anything that you could be I think we should just make a generalized search for all the herbs you need instead of specific ones.
All of them, there's a lot. Two of them grow in the mountains.
The ones in this region.
One's very
obviously, we're not going to spend time looking for ones that live in Arctic areas because we're not in the Arctic area. Yeah. But for anything grassland, mountainous area, I think I think we should take an hour or two and help Aluna search for it.
Well, we can look for them as we travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we were going to do that anyways, right?
I think there's just 3, including the Hoofleaf.
Right, 3 in this area.
I'm looking for right now. So those 3.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys don't mind helping me look for all 3, then thanks.
No, we could definitely all 3 search as we're traveling.
Yeah, we can each take one, and yeah.
All right.
Yep, I'm totally fine with that.
So what I'm going to have everyone do then is, as you are traveling to Umbridge Hill, it's going to take you. It's roughly about 10 miles to get out there. 7-ish miles. So it's gonna take you about 3 maybe 4 hours. So along the way, I'm going to have each one of you roll me a nature check.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oof.
Oof. Oh, no. Sarah, sorry,
No
Ava,
herbs.
that looks like I
Right.
can't even spot grass.
I got distracted by a butterfly.
These cats.
Uh,
Oh, wait, a nature check? I had
Nature
to find
check.
it.
yes.
My list. Mine's better.
Okay, so
Hey, there you go.
Iluna, what specifically were you looking for? Were you looking for the sleepweed pod, the harlethorn, or the mushrooms?
Not the mushrooms.
Okay.
Are they available? The mushrooms are way up in the mountains.
You're correct. When you said
The
that you were
hoof-
looking for 3.
I was looking for the harlethorn.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
harlethorn.
So, as you're traveling along, you traveled this path the day before, and Iluna, you actually traveled this, 2 other times, down and back. As you did this, you sort of had a little bit of, extra time to dip here and there. You sort of learned the path a little bit easier than these two who were staying closer to the road, not wanting to stray too far. But you were, in fact, able to find a very small bush of harlethorn. Give me 1 second to see. Yes. So you were using. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make a tool kit check for me. So roll a straight D20. So click the little D the little symbol in the bottom left. Oh, okay. Check your
The one at the top. I just lost my cursor. These dual screens are excellent, but a little bit pain in the butt.
Well, once you get over to your character sheet, click the little dice symbol in the bottom left corner. There you go. Okay, yeah. So So you found this harlethorn bush had 2 of the actual the actual thorns itself, like 2 small clusters. So you were able to get 2 clusters of them. And that was using your herbalism.
And I used my little kit.
Mm-hmm. So
that was using the kit.
Right. So here's something to take into
Quick
consideration.
Question.
Yes.
Can I share my kit with them, or do I have to be like?
No. So.
And if they find something.
So the way that this
would probably just call you over.
That's it. So here's something to keep in mind. You have an herbalism kit. You can make checks using your herbalism kit, but you are actually not proficient with an herbalism kit. If you maybe spend time working with a master or somebody who is well skilled with an herbalism kit, a Dabber Gwyn, you may eventually in time gain proficiency with that, which would allow you to add your proficiency bonus, which right now is a +2. So had you rolled that, you would have rolled a 21 instead. So keep that in mind, because adding your proficiency could be the difference between a success and a failure in the future. But yeah, like I said, you were able to successfully find 2 small bags of those thorns, and as time goes by, the 3 of you eventually arrive at Umbridge Hill, where a Dabber Gwyn lives. I'm just gonna leave the map up on the screen there. Oh no. Did my Discord crash? Well, lovely. Hopefully it will reconnect. What is going on here?
So I had to do the backstory of going back to the woman I needed to see because battle caused my character to forget the most important thing.
Hey, I guess that's one of the advantages of only having to rest for 4 hours for a full rest, is you get 4 hours to just play around and do whatever Iluna wants to do.
Having the same issue I did.
Only 110.
Well,
there's
this camera. Can you talk, Lucas?
I can.
Can you hear us?
I don't know if you guys can hear me yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
It looks like because your webcam has been like pretty laggy all night. It looks like it's better.
It looks like it all cleared up.
Oh, good.
Really? Not for me. But that's alright. You can just bleed 2 swirling blue dots.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so, sorry. I don't know what was the last thing you heard, but did you hear the amount of Harlethorn that you found?
No.
Yeah, two bundles or whatever.
2 small clusters of Harlethorn. So you were able to find that on your way up to Adabra's, and at that point, that's, some time goes by and you eventually arrive at Adabra's mill again. And it's at this point, you actually just left here maybe about 4 or 5 hours, or maybe, sorry, like 6 or 7 hours ago. So it's sometime in the afternoon, and you see that she is currently just sort of going about her, her business, outside the back of her mill. She has her small garden that's not on the map because I'm not artistically driven. And as you're approaching, she turns around and says, you see that she has her hand on a small dagger next to her, and she says, "Oh, welcome back. What exactly brings you back here so soon?"
I completely blanked on why we came back here.
Well, I think
on her, but it was suggested that I might be able to get some hoof plant. That's not what it's called.
Hoof leaf.
Yes, hoof leaf. Yeah, Elmar suggested you might have already dried hoof leaf. We were not successful finding any on our way here. Check on you and see how you're doing. And
you know what?
I was wondering if maybe you had
some. That is a wonderful question because I actually do have to be. I will have to use that soon enough in a particular mixture that I'm going to be concocting, because otherwise. And you see that she heads into her mill. She heads up the ladder, and you guys wait outside, just sort of enjoying the fresh outside air. And eventually, after a couple minutes, she comes back down, and you see that she has a small box that is closed. And as she walks up, she says, "Well, I thought I had more." And she opens up the box, and inside you can see that it's sort of compartmentalized with various small pockets of different degrees of, plants and, like different categories of stuff. And she has like certain labels that you can't really discern, different symbols and whatnot. And she points to one where she has like 2 leaves that look like a horse's hoof. And she says, "Unfortunately, I only have 2 right now. So if you're currently looking for some, might you actually be willing to grab me some extra around the region? I'd be willing to pay you. I could give you, say, I can give you a silver per cluster, if that is appropriate."
That's hoof leaf.
Okay, looking for this.
yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say, Stacy?
I was just asking them if they mind continuing to look for. I mean, they don't mind adding some more in.
Oh no. No, yeah, I'm okay to continue looking.
Well, yes, we'd be happy to bring you some back if we find some. Do you have any specific place? We tried looking on our way here and we weren't successful.
Well, I know that the last amount that I had, there's a place up to the north, just outside of Neverwinter Wood, where I was able to find some of this the last time.
Just north of Neverwinter Wood?
No, just north, right outside of Neverwinter Wood.
Oh, I was gonna be like, dang.
Yeah,
that would be far.
That would be a trek. That would be a trek.
Okay.
So just past the Tribor Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's what she says. She says if you head up to Phandalin, and you head up to the Tribor Trail, just beyond that, not too much farther, you get into the woods. You're not going to find too much. You see, Hoofleaf is very bitter, So creatures generally avoid eating it. If you find it, you'll find it in clusters. And there is a good chance that you'll be able to find a good number of them.
We'll definitely keep our eyes peeled when we head that direction.
Excellent. I very much appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Everything okay around here? No more manticores? No dragon sightings? In the day since I've seen you?
Oh yes, no, everything is perfectly fine. And in fact, you saw on your way up here, just outside of her mill, you actually saw what Iluna had already seen, which she had planted a number of flowers and plants around the manticore's body that at this point you can see has begun to grow up over it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I don't want you to know about it.
Yes, there. Like
it's
you
nothing.
I will say this. Iluna might not tell you exactly what it is, but as you're walking up, you can see like overgrown mound of various flowers and plants right where the manticore died. So 2 and 2 kind of a thing.
That makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so with that, she says, "Well, if you need anything else, you know where to find me."
Of course. Thank
you.
The information.
All right, and with that, she goes back to her gardening.
You again.
Okay, so
and big zucchini. What's in her garden?
What's in her garden?
I mean, like, you don't have to answer. I mean, if she has one, maybe Iluna wants to take notes of what grows.
You can see that she has a number of different herbs, things that you've never really seen before. You can see that there's some like wildflowers in there. She obviously grows her own food, so she's also growing, stuff like carrots and cucumbers and potatoes and peppers and I mean anything that like somebody who is dedicating most of their time to setting up a garden. She doesn't have like she obviously doesn't have like fruits or anything. She doesn't have like a ton of trees around here or an orchard. But she has stuff that she can make like stews and general like vegetable medleys. I mean that like general plethora or cornucopia of root vegetables.
But are they zucchinis?
Are there zucchinis? They look like zucchinis.
I'm just messing.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just messing around.
I mean, if you want to ask her for a zucchini, I mean, you can ask her for a zucchini.
No. Iluna's an outlander. She's good at foraging. But she might make note of a place that already grown food. Maybe trade with.
That's true. All right. So I think with that, you guys are heading now. Did you say you were heading down to Nomengard, or were you heading more of an excavation?
We're heading to Nomengard.
Yeah. That was the one that was to the southeast, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
All right. So, if you are all heading down to Nomengard, you said that you were still checking on the Harlethorn and the Hoofleaf, or were you just mainly focusing on the Hoofleaf?
Well, the Hoofleaf is...
So, can we, like, divvy it up? Like, me look for the Hoofleaf and them look for the Harlethorn?
No, yeah, because that's what you guys did before, so, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it.
Harlethorn, does she need a lot more? A lot?
So take this into consideration. I imagine at this point, Iluna might not have, like, the most... the most advanced understanding of alchemy, which is essentially what you're doing. These two small clusters might allow you to create a small portion of this, but who knows if that portion is even going to be, like, good. And if you do actually get the proportions correct, then able to continue. So you think, you have to figure out what amount you actually when you did. That's why, like, you'll want to keep looking for this stuff. You'll want to, make those choices when you can, where you, if you're not in a hurry to get somewhere, you check the area. But, if you guys are on the look for something and you're trying to get something quickly, maybe it's not the time to be looking for, those things.
Okay.
So, plus, like I said,
the other ones,
yeah,
liquid pods.
yeah.
Sleep. So yeah, the third one is that a not mushroom.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were looking for hoof leaf before, so it wouldn't have really mattered though, because the nature check did not allow for it. Okay. Yeah. So you guys,
for those three.
So you want to continue look 3, or do you want to focus on like one in particular, or do you want to have like each one of you for something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll look for the mushrooms.
well, you're not. Yeah. So you actually won't find any of those here. Yeah. So it's either going to be the sleep pods, the harl thorn, or the hoof. Those would be the 3 that you could find in this region.
Okay. I thought she said that the hoof leaf she found a lot north of the Tribord Trail.
She did. She did tell you she found a good cluster up there. But from the notes that Iluna has, it can actually be found in just sort of a lot of regions around here. It's just specifically Dabra has found like a good number of it up there.
Okay. Then, as we're heading to Nomengard, I'll take a look out for the hoof leaf.
Okay. And I imagine Iluna is going to be looking for the harl thorn.
Okay, and then I'll look for the other one.
Okay. So everyone, go ahead and some more nature checks.
Why?
Vanadar and Zash just ended up running into each other while we were looking.
You get what happened.
You rolled a 7 too.
It's me.
So I will say that as you are traveling, now that you're traveling further south of Umbridge Hill, an area that you're not used to, it's starting to get into a more mountainous area. The grasslands, the hill lands are starting to get more rocky. They're getting more solid. Not as much plants up here. You're not really able to find too much along the way. But what you do come across as you get here, once the map loads, there we are. Yeah. So there we go. Let me pull up my notes here. All right. So, as the 3 of you continue on, you eventually find this stream that is you're uphill in the direction that Arbin West told about some time ago, a day ago in fact. And you eventually follow this stream uphill to the mountain where a large waterfall, the erosion from the waterfall has carved out a natural concavity. The roaring waterfall in the back creates a cloud as it plunges into a shallow of water. Within rises 2 small islands that you can see covered with 2-foot-tall red, green, and purple mushrooms. You can see along top that several cave openings have been carved into here, and that there are several cave outlooks from the pool from rocky ledges 20 to 30 feet above this. The mountain blocks any sunlight reaching this area. On the map, I obviously can't show you that. So you can see most of this area. And then I'm going to give this over to you guys.
Would
yeah, you guys have free action.
do any of us recognize those mushrooms?
Roll me
All of us?
Whoever would want to question, whoever would want to question it.
Ooh. Is that a nat 20?
It is.
Very. These rolls were earlier, but
No. You guys would have found all the hoof leaf you needed.
Wow, great rolls.
Alright. So, the thing is, even though you are, even though you all did very well, I can relate you for getting decent rolls, Zash, you're actually the only one who is able to really recognize these. You usually recognize them, you've heard about them. As a member of the Keen family, you are very versed in the aspect of tavern hood and innkeeping, and also being that most of your family associate with dwarves, you are actually very well familiar with the purple mushrooms. So you actually recognize these as the purple gnomish mushrooms of Nomengard that the Idith have bought wine made out of. So you also think that if that's the case, state. So really not sure though of the red one. That one's sort of, that one's a little more mystery. Imagine it might have something to do with food, but you can't be sure.
Nomengard is to the west, right?
You are at Nomengard.
Oh, okay.
This is Nomengard. You in it.
Okay. But
So, can we tell far away those islands are from standing?
Where you're standing? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Yeah, like, I don't know where we're at. Oh, yeah, so tell me.
Yeah, this is a map. They're
Wait,
100 feet away.
wait, I mixed that question.
Yeah, they're 100 feet away where you're currently sitting. If you would like to move
So-
closer, you most certainly do.
Zash, you know that. So do you know these poisonous?
I know the green. Well, I know for sure that the purple mushrooms are not. I believe the green mushrooms are used for making bread. Red mushrooms, I have no idea. We may be able to get the purple mushrooms and get a coin for them. The green, I'm entirely sure. The red, I have absolutely no clue.
Okay, so should we get closer and investigate?
We can move up a bit. Let me think.
Yeah, you guys can.
What's my
you
movement?
guys can move
40?
your characters.
1, 2.
I'll say you don't have to worry about your movement. You guys have free action. You can move wherever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll move up there.
So, we're all looking at these islands.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you said this is just a stream? It's from a waterfall?
Yeah. So if you look on the map a little bit further to the south, you will see that there is a waterfall that spills down that creates the stream going down south that you guys were following uphill. Inside of here is where you can see.
Zoomed in too much.
How strong is the current?
Are you stepping in, or are you just like judging based on how it looks?
Just based on how it looks.
It doesn't look too fast. It's not like you're gonna get swept away or anything.
Okay.
Most of the water that's coming down off the mountain is sort of getting billowed up into this cloud that sort of blocks a lot of natural light. Unfortunately, with Encounter Plus, I can't do the sunlight thing because I have a...
Right. Okay.
How deep is the water?
It's about 3 feet.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
can see
I'm
down.
only about, 10 away now.
You are where you are. So, that's what I'm saying.
Wanna go collect some real quick?
We can walk across.
Alright, so
yeah,
I'll go across.
Yeah, you go across. You walk up through the mushrooms. Are you picking any?
I'll pick just the green ones.
A minute.
I'm not touching the red ones at all.
I'll pick the purple ones.
The purple on the other island.
Purple ones on the
Or are
island.
they all on all islands?
Okay, well that's a little strange. Maybe I pick the purple ones. That scares me a little bit.
So, as you are doing this, as you're walking this island and you are invading these mushrooms or reach down, you actually go to pick one, and a tiny of legs sprouts from underneath it. As the picture I just posted, the creature that is on the very bottom, that
Okay.
looks like a mushroom creature, And the one to the right, you actually see that you kick and it makes an odd screeching noise, and you see that a few of your mushrooms begin to stand up, and you see they sort of alerted at your presence.
I'm going. So I did not pick it up. I'm just gonna back off a little bit. Let them know that we need any harvesting. A little bit unnatural, so I go and stand on this right here.
Okay. Yeah, hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm assuming one up.
You did.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and apply a little pat on the head and just slowly look away.
As you're doing this, you see the cloud just sort of begin to emanate from the island, and you can Ash, you can hear a voice that sounds sort of guttural in a way that says, "You are not them. You do not Luke. We will cluster."
I apologize. I did not mean to overstep any bounds. It was just natural curiosity. I've never seen anything like before. And as I'm saying that, I'm continuing to back up.
Okay.
Which of us? But Ash is known to his family is with.
So
Never.
So basically what we went over is Ash knows about these things because of relations in his family. If he chooses to divulge information, that is up to Zash.
Now, with this talking mushroom.
What? What did you say?
So are you question Harris knows why he's mushroom talking?
Well, he knew, like, how come you did that? And I'm like, hey, you said we could these things.
That they were using one and bread. I know that they were actually features. Or die.
All you know is that the Innsmouth have once at a particular party read about the food and wine. The exquisite, and the wine is
drums.
Yeah. I look at Iluna and Varen Nadari and say, "You guys just hear that?"
No. What happened?
I could hear them talk to me inside of my head.
Well, Iluna, you did.
I thought I was hearing them out loud.
No, Zach that heard, because he was the one that actually started to pull one out.
What did they say to you, Ash?
They were telling us we were not them. They would defend their cluster. I think we should maybe leave them alone.
Okay, I did not know they were living creatures, so
I didn't either. I knew what used for.
So,
right,
should we continue to the waterfall here?
Yeah, maybe I can climb up here if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and tap Ash and
has a 30-foot cliff face that you see in front of you, up at about like 80 degrees. If you want to climb it, you are welcome to try. You need to make X check.
Do you think you make that?
Because I'm sorry, no, actually can do the 30 feet. You can climb that.
Okay, so I'm gonna tap him and just cast guide.
Oh yeah.
Just if needed.
I think it would just be better for Stick Silver. I don't really want to die from off cliff.
Okay, so you just want to go around?
Yeah, let's just go up here, and then we can see this pathway right here.
Yeah, across the stream, you can actually see the pathway sort of zigzags up, opening the cliffside.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a better decision.
All right, so at this point, I am going to sort of take control of you guys, just so you don't move into an area unmeant. So, who is leading the charge?
I'll be back.
All right, and so that will leave Iluna up to forwards. All right, so as into here, you can see that the rooms in here, ceilings in here are, you can see on these tools, the ceilings are about 7 tall, high. They leave plenty of room, more, but you can add homes, space. Down the length of the hall, you can see the rooms are illuminated, hanging oil lanterns that are attached to sort of rope and pulling them, that these sort of like red oil lanterns that hang up there. So which direction do you like? So you have to. So if you remember back, your mission is to find. It's talk to the gnomes. Gnomes, they have an adventure, or trinkets, or anything that may be used to help defend against the dragon in attack.
Right.
And I think this, like we see that this is probably, I'm assuming, an unknown Works bigger than
Cave
them,
system.
maybe? Yeah.
So this is
So-
a mountainside cave system.
So chances are we saw where those go. At least where I think this is to be for the current moment.
Yes, I'm gonna go up to the north.
Okay. Let me actually do this right. There is a way that I can change pigment type, but I don't think I can actually do it. Okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to zap right now and then move everyone just to make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
So yeah, you make your way north. As you enter into this room, you can see that it contains that there's several dining table and chairs around them. They seem like they are perfectly crafted for sofa. That there's a cabinet side wall on the eastern wall, tins and utensils and stuff.
Okay.
So,
I think I'm just gonna keep going north. Yeah.
okay. So
And there were no gnomes in that room.
they're not.
Okay.
And please excuse my visual show. I think it was I admired this purple house, but obviously you could see that I definitely did not. So as you continue on, you see that there is a path that continues up to the right, and also a path directly to you that curves backwards a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going up.
Okay. So you make your way further north, and as you do, you come to a wooden door. You can see that it has, it has a rusty, a rusty handle, and are you trying to open it?
I'm gonna knock.
Okay. So you knock, and as you do, oh shoot. My thing not work. So give me one quick second to reload this. How did that work? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Okay. So you knock, and as you do, a gnome comes to, the door opens, and you can see into the room.
Oh.
There is a number of gnomes. I'm going to move the two of you up here so you are with them. Yeah, so as you open up this door, you see that there is a number of gnomes in here. They seem to be the one that opens the door looks up at you and says, in a language that you do. Does anyone know the language? I believe. So yeah, she is going back to work, and you could see that she is, poking a hot iron into a stove. You can see that there is another one that's using a complicated press-like contraption to squeeze oil out of a large red mushroom and filtering it into oil flasks. There is another one that's standing atop a table and using a mechanical rolling pin contraption to knead the green dough. There is another one that is forming the dough into loaves of green bread, sort of like, sticking his tongue out to the side, like artfully crafting it, taking his time, like a master sculptor. And that you also see another one is sort of like teetering up on a stool as she is stuffing a giant purple mushroom into a barrel. That you can see that there is like two more barrels there sitting next to her.
I ask her, where might they be? I'm not entirely familiar with these tunnels.
And as you say that, she just sort of like points down the hallway that you came from, and she says, "Go down there, and you'll eventually come to a point where you need to cross a bridge. They should be over there in the workshop."
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And as you sort of like step back out of there, she like comes over and like slams the door.
All right.
Do you think that maybe we should have asked her about the mushrooms outside?
I think it might be best that they don't know we bothered the mushrooms.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to get upset at us.
All right.
Already slammed the door on us.
True.
She did seem quite busy.
Okay,
Alright,
so across
go
a
around the bend
So,
to get down to the south, maybe.
Yeah. So you get back to here.
Attention to
There, like I said, there's a pathway that leads, to the east that you can see bends around, and then there's also the way that you came in originally.
Let's just check out this bended area.
Okay.
yeah.
So you make your way around, And as you do, you eventually come to an area where there are large mechanical crab contraptions in here.
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
You have not.
Okay.
Has
No,
None of you have.
mechanical crab
Mechanical crab
and
contraptions.
all.
And there's no gnomes in here?
No, there is not.
Okay.
a sealed room with nothing but the crab contraptions in there.
Not so much a sealed room.
How many are there?
There's only two.
We can see two.
Yeah, just the two in that.
So,
Yeah.
Can I go and poke it with a? I have it's a weapon. I forget what it's called.
You have that is a weapon. I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Didn't she report it out? Yes,
Okay.
that works for poking things.
Yes, yeah, with a stick.
Oh my god. Did we see before we came in this room?
I mean, I imagine if she's in there, like, you know, she's poking that one. You poke it, nothing. You know, some like the gears in it, like settle, but it just sort of like settle into place, little dust fluff. But nothing specific happens with it.
Okay, so you're on the.
What was that?
I didn't want to get super close, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to start.
Yeah,
If we got too close.
Yeah, 5 feet of it and poke his dick. It's reasonable.
So seeing that it didn't jump and attack her when she poked it with a stick, I'm gonna search her room. I'm in thing of a stomach.
So other than what are you doing, Vanadar?
Run. He's attracted.
Yeah, so Vanadar, you head into the room. You can see, other than another crab contraption in the corner, there doesn't see anything else in here.
Hey, well, maybe we should.
Okay, I back.
Run out.
No, I back out.
All right. So we are going to
We retreat.
continue on. So.
For to Zash that when we catch up with them, we should probably about that.
Yeah, I agree. They're interesting machines.
Okay, yeah, so as you continue down, you eventually come to a bend. And when you look down the hall, you can actually see a fairly large contraption. In the quick moments that you get to look at it as you are beginning to progress down this hall, you can, Zash, you get to see that this thing looks like a circular platform on the ground that has 4 crows attached to it, and you get to see that second as a crow bolt is fired in, and you hear the crackling of a
Oh god.
Lost the initiative.
Okay, so we got Iluna with 10, Manadar 17, and we have Zash 12. Alright, so, sitting on this platform, you can see that there is a gnome looking similarly to the one, a picture of it, similarly to the one in the other room, but it is hard to see then this veil behind the contraption sitting on, but you keep cackling. So Van, are you first in initiative?
Okay, I know.
Or they're just gonna like make up individual.
Wait, say that again?
Discuss and time. We first time discuss the plan.
So
Each person's just gotta make it older.
So a crossbolt will just fire at you. I imagine maybe your first line of action be diving the way this fire.
I'm obviously going to try to dodge the crossbow bolting at my face.
Yes, so you are able to do so. Go ahead where you want.
Would probably jump into here to try to dodge out of the way.
Or not Zash. It's Vander's turn.
Oh, my
Sorry.
bad. I didn't know we were following order yet.
What? How big crossbow bolt? It's like a typical.
Yeah.
It's a crossbow, so it's a little bit, a heavy crossbow, like hated, larger weapon. So you imagine this thing being a mounted crossbow bolt. The bolt would really do a fair damage to you.
Okay, so you said that we can't see the.
You can't really gnome side of this behind this, like, Your plate sort of. That should fix it. Nice. There we go. Now that that is resolved.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you said that you wanted to. You said that you wanted to like kick off the wall, run up there, and like land on top of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check. Because this is basically.
Has it been a minute? Yeah, never mind.
This is basically going.
That would be an 11.
Okay, an 11 or a 9.
Because I'm proficient. Well, it doesn't add my proficiency bonus.
Wait, did you click?
Because I'm proficient in athletics.
No, it accounted for that. No, you rolled a d20 plus 3, which you got a 6, and then that was plus 3, so you had a 9.
Right.
Because your athletics already takes into account your proficiency, because you would normally only have a 1, but because you have your proficiency.
Oh, does it?
Because that's based on your
okay.
strength. Because while you are trying to do something that is, you could argue would be acrobatic in nature, what you're basically trying to do is a running long jump and like kicking off the wall doing this. Being a tabaxi, you're used to like pouncing style, but that's definitely based on athletics. But I will say that what happens is you run forward, kick off the wall, and pounce up onto the top of this thing. But as you do, the contraption begins to rotate, and you lose your footing on the actual crossbow itself, and you sort of like tumble off to the side, out of sight of your two allies. I'll put you right there.
Okay.
Iluna, it is your turn.
We already told him why we're here, right? Yes, that's why I wrote down.
Yeah,
we're looking for those other two gnomes.
Right. And the only thing that this gnome did was just continue laughing and cackling.
That's what I was gonna do, was say that's what we're here for. I don't feel like attacking needs to be necessary. I don't want to do nothing. I feel like since Ash is standing there,
maybe you should take cover.
Take cover, but then he's all alone.
Who?
Like,
Well, like you could either take cover.
Well, I mean,
there.
We know that he just shot a crossbow bolt. Yeah.
Right. So you could either go there, you could move forward and try and get into this, this area with Vanadar, or if you really wanted to, be ballsy, you could run up here and, try to do something up there. So it's entirely up to you.
I don't know. I guess, well, just doing nothing doesn't seem fair, or not fair. We're not going to get out of here. We're not going to get what we want, I guess. So we said who we're looking for, but did we say why?
I don't believe so.
On my turn, I just called out. I called out that we're looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
if he was going to respond to that, it would be on his turn, which hasn't came up yet.
Right.
That's not true.
Yeah.
He did respond. He laughed and cackled. You can talk out
In response to what I said?
Yeah. So the way to think of D&D combat,
Okay.
each round takes 6 seconds. So in the span of 6 seconds, Vanadar moved into cover, Zash ran up, and Iluna's doing what she wants to do, and this thing's platform is beginning to rotate into position. So basically, this is all happening like, again, the span of 6 seconds. So you yelling down there like, hey, you know, we're here looking for Fibble Sib and Dabbledob, and this thing's just like, hey, you know, hearing this like clunking and clanking of this mechanism just getting into position to fire another bolt.
It's up to you, Aluna. If you want to open fire, go ahead, because that doesn't seem very...
Well, it's out of character. She wants to... No, I don't know.
I mean, it might be out of
I
character
guess,
to attack.
is this a safe way out? This is.
Yeah, like you have to consider, it might be out of character for her to attack a non-hostile creature, but is it necessarily out of anyone's character to defend themselves? You know, simply getting into cover, yelling down the hallway, trying to explain what you're doing, creating a distraction. I mean, you also have spells to take into consideration. So, you know, you could cast, you know, rescue.
They're not very good.
I mean, hey, you could cast rescue. And,
oh yeah.
And you could try and get.
I did want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I mean, I was gonna suggest running behind him to help Zash, but rescue's better.
Okay.
To rescue him, since he was not successful in knocking him off the crazy crossbow thing.
All right. So are you casting?
Oh, I wasn't trying to knock him off of it.
Yeah, I think Zash.
You seem in peril.
Okay. So you're casting rescue on him?
Yeah, it would look. I would think this gnome isn't going to be too pleased that somebody tried to fly off the wall and land on his little machine, and now he might get back into attack mode. So probably rescue him.
Okay. Yeah. So what space next to you do you want him landing in? I imagine you don't want him down the firing hallway.
So my question is though, like, does she even have line of sight on me?
She would basically be able when you.
Well, I was just sitting there, so I can move.
Well, from where you're standing, you are able to peer around that edge, and you're able to see, you know, as Zash, you know, jumped up on this thing and it started to move, and he tumbled down. Like, that would be the moment that you would cast this, if that's what you are doing. But I need to know if that's what you're doing, because we gotta move on to the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
So move.
So I just click this.
So move Zash to whatever space next to you want to move him to.
Okay.
Basically,
can I move him behind me?
Yeah. So that's what I want to know. Are you moving him here or here?
Yeah, behind me, because otherwise he's still be in the way.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, so
one space behind me seems.
Yeah. So Zash, you jumped up on this thing, and as it started to move, you lost your footing. You weren't expecting it to like start rotating, and as you fall back, Iluna, you know, casts forth this magical vine that wraps around you and pulls you back around the corner out of the firing line. Right as you hear this, as 4 crossbow bolts fire out of this thing, one in each direction.
Is that considered aggressive behavior?
I mean, what you
I mean,
know
it is shooting at us.
what you know
Yeah.
is that this thing has just fired crossbow bolts at you. So
right now it doesn't automatically reload. You'd have to reload it then.
so as
Well, it's what's happening is there's 4 on it, and it's spinning, and it's just shooting new ones that are already loaded.
So yeah, so basically you heard
I thought they all came out at once.
No, you heard the sound of two arrows fly out, and it is now starting to rotate again. So you imagine that this thing, the gnome that's in it might be reloading it. So assume for right now that this thing's going to keep firing. But Vanadar, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm assuming that. Well, what am I told the dead would have went off then? Because that was. Is that aggressive behavior?
So I imagine that would be. So yes, if it fires again, are you wanting to cast that?
Yeah, like clearly he's not going to stop when we call it out to him. So, yeah.
All right. So that is a wisdom save. That is a failure.
Oh, hey, it worked. Okay.
Okay. So.
And the gnome explodes.
Well, you definitely hear like this thing just sort of like rocks back and forth. You can hear like the clanging of metal as it's my ears, and you see that you see that like she's starting to really like turn this thing into overdrive at this point. It is Zash's turn.
What? Shouldn't have told the dead went off before my turn? No?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Vanadar. Sorry, my apologies.
That's what I read.
I clicked the
Yeah.
button.
Okay.
Sorry, my apologies.
Okay, so... I'm going to, again, call out that things don't need to go down this way. That we're just here for information. We're here for a quest from Phandalin. We're not here for aggressive action.
And as you say this, you hear her say, "Must test out my baby," as the mechanism is just getting into position to fire another bolt.
Frickin' psycho. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm going to peek around the corner, and I'm gonna cast Command.
Okay. All right.
Which is and I don't.
It is a wisdom save, so it is the same thing.
Yeah.
That is a failure. So,
nice.
So what is the single word command that you are uttering?
I'm going to say, halt.
Okay. So you peek around the corner. You hear this thing is just like, babbling to itself, like talking to itself, and as you do, you yell halt, and you see this thing. Yeah, you see this gnome like within there just suddenly freezes. But you can see that the crossbow. You can see that the mechanism is still getting into position. You don't know if it's going to fire the next time around once it gets into position again. But I will say that you know that your spell has successfully been cast.
Okay, knowing that, I'm assuming it's turning, so I'm going to be ballsy and I'm going to move right here.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that the gnome inside is basically just like staring off into space for the moment.
Okay. And that happens. That happens on his turn.
On Vanadar's turn, yes.
Oh, the halt does?
No. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like it's... You can tell that it's already starting to take
Okay.
effect.
Okay, just making sure, sorry.
Yep, alright. Zax,
Okay, and then
your turn.
that's my turn, yep.
Okay, well, hearing Vanadar cast a spell, and then I would imagine that I either see or hear him moving. I am going to sprint in, and I'm going to go behind, and I'm going to try to pull this gnome off of this contraption and grapple it. And tell him to stop, that we're friendly, and he's not testing his machine on us today.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a grapple check. So what you're gonna do is you are going
Is that just the...
Yeah, you're gonna roll an athletics check, and that is going to be contested against this creature's either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
well, I rolled a natural one, so...
Oh, man. Yeah, so you like, get up onto this thing, and I just imagine that, like, still the uneasy rocking and, like, of this thing turning. You get up on here, and you're, like, trying to, like, pull him out, and he's just... The creature in there, the gnome, is just, no! And just, like, pulling away, just sort of knocks you back to the ground. Do you have... Is there anything else you want to do? Do you have a bonus action that you could use?
Let's see.
I think
am...
Now you're level 2, you have your bonus actions with your key points, but I think most of them are... You mostly be able to, like, dodge, disengage, or dash.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna... Can I make an unarmed strike? Or no?
No, because you already used your action as the grapple.
Okay, then, yeah, no, then I'm just gonna... I'm not gonna use the key point, I'm just gonna wait it out.
Alright. Iluna, it is your turn.
Let's see. I don't think rescuing again really gonna do much. Oh man, it zoomed way out. So this gnome is sorta on the floor, or that grapple didn't work?
No. So what you're looking at is basically like a mounted seat that has 4 heavy crossbows mounted to the outside of it, and you can see that this gnome is sitting in a chair about 6 feet up on this contraption, sort of surrounded by these crossbows, and it has, like, you know, from more where Zash and Vanadar can see, there's like pedals and stuff that allow it to spin, and like levers that are allowing it to reload and fire. So, I mean, it's a large object, to say the least.
Okay, but the attempt at grapple did not pull her off in any fashion.
No, it didn't.
I mean, it was a fail-ish.
Right.
It didn't, like, she's
well, not so much a fail-ish. It didn't.
And she's up.
I mean, she's
it just
up.
did nothing.
She's on there, yeah. Like
she's not.
She's still sitting on it. She's not really, like, doing anything at the moment other than just, like, defending herself.
Is there a way to, I don't know, shoot? I was thinking she was on the ground with the grapple, and I was gonna threaten with short swords, like run up and threaten, would not actually attack. But she's not on the ground.
No, she's sitting in the contraption.
Okay. Genie. Is it possible to shoot and try not to kill? Just shoot to wound with a longbow.
I will give you. I will let you know
move
this.
around the corner and shoot with the.
I will let you know this. So you can try. You can designate any damage that you might do with an attack. You can claim that you are, trying to, that you are trying to subdue them or knock them out instead of killing them.
Yes.
But that can only be done with a melee attack. If you are shooting this thing with a longbow, you are shooting a creature with a weapon designed to kill. Now, if you go up and you want to get on this thing and hit them with your sword or punch them, that's completely different. You can do that, and you can say that, like, hey, I'm doing.
I forget about punching.
So what do you want to do?
I forget about unarmed strike. Okay. Yeah. Like, that was my initial thought. So run up with short sword to subdue, not kill. Jump up on the thing, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know how many actions those are.
It's not so much it's many actions. What you're doing is you're going to run up and you're going to try and basically knock this gnome out with your sword from where you are. So what I need you to do is I need you to make your short sword attack. And you're just dealing non-lethal damage.
Oh man. What am I doing?
So go to your character sheet and hit the +5 next to where it
click
says
the short sword.
Yes, the short sword.
It's the short sword. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you got a 19. You hit. So I can already see the amount of damage that you can do. So go ahead and there's actually no reason to roll damage. Your damage modifier actually gets it for what it needs to be. So I'm going to reduce this thing to 1 hit point. Yeah, you knock this thing out. Like, you run up, and I imagine, like, as you're running up, you just, like, take the blunt, and you take the, the blunt side of the weapon, or, like, the flat side, and just poof, right on the top of the head, and just poof, the gnome just, sort of crumples in its seat, knocked out, unconscious. That is going to end initiative. As the mechanism like clunks into place, nothing happens after that. And this gnome in this seat is just snoring.
This gnome what?
It like knocked it unconscious, just asleep.
Oh.
It's snoring.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna walk up and pick the gnome up and set him on the ground.
Okay. You do so.
Then I'm gonna shake him awake.
All right. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the other side with like claws out, getting ready to intimidate because I've had about enough of this guy.
Okay. Yeah. So you do this.
Girl.
It is a girl. So you.
Oh, okay.
You wake her up, and she just. What's going on? And she looks over the contraption.
You just tried to kill us for no reason.
And she goes, I was not trying to kill you. I simply wanted to test out my baby, my new contraption. You can see that she's sort of like, eyeing it and breathing real heavy at it.
I'll grab her and be like, well, how about I put you at the end of that hallway and shoot it at you then? Want to test it out still?
Well, I need to be the one operating it, obviously. I know how it works.
No, you don't. No, you don't. We can use you as the target practice. How would you like that?
Oh, as long as it works. As long as it works. That's all I care. I just want to know that it works.
Alright, I'm done with this little psychopath.
Okay, what is your name, ma'am?
And she's just like staring at this thing, just, oh, it was working so perfectly, so perfectly.
My little, tabaxi friend here will not hesitate to destroy your precious machine unless you give us some answers.
Maybe we can use this machine against the dragon somehow. We don't need it destroyed.
We don't know if we'll be able to if she won't talk to us.
I'm just trying to get some information.
It was so good. It went.
How did you create such a lethal weapon?
And then it turned and it went. And then I turned it again. I didn't get to fire it the third time. Oh, if I could only fire it the third time. Oh, the things I can do with it. Yeah, you can tell that she is like not paying attention.
Alright, I pick her up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick her up and I'm gonna carry her to this hallway so she can't see the contraption anymore. Right here where I'm at.
Yeah, roll me a grapple check.
And I'm great. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, she's kicking and screaming as you're taking her around the corner, and no, I can't, no, my baby, no, and yeah, you get her over in that other hallway. She's.
I'm gonna kind of like grab her by the shoulders and shake her.
Oh, she's actively
tell her,
just
calm down and talk to us.
No, I need back to it. I need to see if it works. I need to see if it works, if it's damaged. And just clawing at your arms, like trying to pull away from you, like kicking at you, but you're holding her fast.
Okay. Do you guys have any ideas? I don't know what to do at this point.
I'm gonna go over and be like, listen, you could go back to your machine, just please answer our questions. I just need to know your name, and then you could go back and continue testing your machine on willing subjects.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
Just get to my baby. I need to get back to it. Zash, roll a. Never mind. Yeah. Don't even worry about it. She's like still trying to like kick and pull away from you as much as possible.
You have any ideas, Luna? Because like, we have a quest. We have to.
Can we take her back to the other gnomes? Or, well, I did try asking her how she made it. I'm curious how it works, what she was expecting it to do next. Because she seems obsessed about making sure it did what it's supposed to do. And she's not gonna like settle down until she's. So we either take her away or.
So ask her how it works.
Ask her how it's an impressive machine. What were you expecting it to do next?
It's gonna go, and it's gonna fire again.
Does it just keep firing and reloading itself?
Of course, that's what it's designed for. And again,
and it turns.
Do only one of the crossbow... Does only one crossbolt shoot at a time?
Ah, it fires, they all fire.
You can shoot all 4 at once?
No, only two. I can't get it to fire all 4 because of the mechanism.
Which 2 can you fire at the same time?
Broken. It's broken.
It's broken! No, take me back to it!
Roll a strength check.
Is it broken?
You said okay.
Oh yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
It's broken! It's broken! You broke it!
Kicking.
We didn't break it, but I will break it if you don't settle down and answer our questions.
No!
Breaking.
No, do not break it. Do not break
If,
it.
if we let you go... If we let you go, do you promise not to fire this machine at us anymore?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Uh, 17.
Give me 1 second.
Yes.
I have a quick question because I couldn't quite hear.
Okay.
Was she saying that it only shoots 2 at a time, but it's supposed to shoot 4, and it didn't get to shoot 4?
So all
She said she couldn't get it to shoot more because of the mechanism.
Yeah. It suggested it was broken. That's why I was trying to ask if she thought it wasn't working, because I can try and mend it.
I mean, it could be broken.
There's components around.
It could also. So you don't know. You can check and see if it is broken. I imagine Iluna, not being an artificer or a tinkerer, would know very little about these machines to know what parts are broken, if something's broken, or if just the limitations of the mechanism itself don't allow it to shoot more than 2 at a time. Zash, in regards to yours,
that's what I was trying to get at, but I was literally missing the conversation. It was choppy. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. So Zash, she sort of looks. She goes,
I will not fire it at you. No, I will not fire at you again. Just take me back to it, and let me work on it.
Did I disconnect? Lovely. Oh, of course, Discord.
talking to her and tell her, like, answer our questions or we're just going to tie you up and leave you in the corner until we find somebody who can come take care of you.
Alright, can you guys hear me alright?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Alright, click for video again, and once that comes up, should be alright. Alright,
Yeah,
so,
I didn't hear the response to the persuasion.
she basically looks at you and says,
Oh, yes, I will. I will not fire at you again.
Okay, and I ask her, what's your name?
It is Factor.
Factor?
Yes.
Factor, I have one last question for you. Do you know where Fibblestib or Dabbledob is at?
She looks like she thinks for most.
No, I don't.
Okay.
And like you can see that she's like slowly trying to like eke away from any grasp you have on her to like try and get away from you.
Alright, so her name is okay, so I'm going to continue holding her, and I'm gonna slowly walk her back into the room where the crossbow mechanism is at.
Okay. Yeah, so you begin making your way in there. When she locks eyes with it, roll me another strength check or athletics. Yeah. So
Are we having free movement?
Yeah, we're not in combat anymore.
Yeah. Can I not jump onto that machine and at least keep her from,
If you would like to do that, you most certainly can.
Somebody should be on the machine and keeping her from. Why can't we test it? I think we skipped over that question, but yes, I'm going to sit on the machine and prevent her from getting on it without us allowing it to happen, I suppose.
Yeah, so if you're stepping onto this, like you're basically standing over it. The chair here is designed for small creatures. So the chair is actually far too small for you to sit in, and you're basically just standing on it. And as Zash is walking in back with Factor, she sees you like standing over top of it, like basically blocking any way for her to get onto it, and she goes, no, you're gonna break it, and she rushes past and like takes a like diving leap at you. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So she takes like a diving leap at you, and is going to try and like push you off of this thing. So
I would block myself and say it's a very fascinating machine.
Yeah, she's
like
not
shout it at her.
You can shout as much as you want. She is definitely still trying this. I need you to make either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
What?
Your acrobatics is a +3, so you're probably better off doing that.
Yeah, acrobatics is a little higher. Oh, it's not bad.
Okay. So she jumps up at you, tries pushing you off of there, but you're able to stabilize yourself, and she's more or less just like pounding and like trying to like, you know, push you off of this thing, screaming at you, no, you're gonna break it, get off of it! Just completely losing her mind.
Did we find out if she knows where?
Just curious. I like your intriguing machine. I don't know. I had a better word, but I lost it.
Okay. So, what did you say, Tony?
I wanted to know if we asked her if she knows where Fiddle or Dabble are.
She doesn't.
Fibblestib or Dabbledob.
It's one person?
It is 2 people.
Okay.
No, yeah, 2 people. So Iluna, to answer that question, or to respond to that, she is not in a state of mind right now where she is willing to respond or answer. You simply being on this device is sending her into such a frenzy that she's like practically pulling out her hair trying to get you off of this thing.
I don't know what we should do.
Yeah, I think we should just move on. We've wasted enough time on this one.
Did she promise that she's not going to shoot us?
She did. So we just have to hope she keeps her word, and let's continue south through the tunnels.
That is what she said.
Okay, yeah. I guess just leave her to her
Okay, but
little
I'll get
machine.
off. Leave your machine.
Okay, yeah. The moment that you step off, she immediately gets back on it and is beginning to inspect it to look to see if you have broken it. Are you moving through the corridors at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you get around the corner, you can see that there is a platform that leads out that looks over top of the waterfall area, over the water. There's a path that goes down to the south and sort of zigzags around.
I'm gonna go out onto the balcony and just check it out real quick.
Okay. You head out there, you can see, a lot of what you saw earlier. You're about 20 feet up or so. So, but you can't really see anything else beyond that.
Nothing interesting?
Nothing noteworthy, just the same thing that you saw before. It's a little bit more obscured just because of the mist. Now you're a little bit closer to the waterfall. So, that's really all that you can see.
Then I'll go back in and follow the path south.
Okay, you come to an intersection. Down to the south, you can see a rise that leads up to a platform. It's a little bit darker back in there. You can't really make out exactly what's back there right now. And off to your right, you can see a room that has a number of barrels up against the walls.
Okay, I'll go into the... What?
Fine.
I'll go into the room with the barrels.
Okay. So if you are all going into the room with the barrels, yeah. So you walk into this room. You can see that there is a number of barrels along the walls. There's 12 of them. They are just lining the northeast and southern wall. They're sort of braced to the wall with a with this wooden securing pin system. And you can see that as you walk in and sort of inspect around, you can see that the barrels to the south side have been tapped with wooden spigots.
Are there any dates or anything on the barrels?
There is some wording. You're able to see that there is a little bit of stuff written on them, but what exactly this all means, you do not know.
Okay. And there's nothing else of interest in here?
Leakage or anything to indicate what was in it that might have leaked out?
So you can't really like there's not like you could go up and like turn one of the spigots if you so chose. But there's like nothing on them because there is wording on them. None of you
It's just Gnomish.
Yeah, none of you can read Gnomish, so you do not understand what any of the words mean.
How heavy are they?
The ones which ones are you inspecting?
Oh, are they all different kinds?
Not so much they're all. Yeah, they all look. I mean, they all look similar. But like you can see that the ones to the southern side they have spigots, so it sort of might lean you to that those have already been tapped, so they might be a little bit might be a little bit lighter. So I just want to know like which one in particular are you inspecting?
I want to see the non-spigoted ones, how heavy they are.
Okay, so that would either be the ones on the north wall, right up here. That would be the ones over here.
The ones at the top. That's fine.
Okay, So yeah, you go up and you begin looking at them. You can see that they are pretty hefty. You can tell that they're completely full to the top. You would figure maybe just from the size of it, anywhere well over 20 gallons. But you think maybe somewhere near 50-ish. You're not 100% sure. It's hard to tell because of the way that they're braced to the wall. As you try to pick up one side, you're not able to get a true weight on it. You just know that they're quite heavy.
I wonder if that's what they use the crab things for, moving these, because little gnomes probably can't lift that.
Could be. They're probably filled with the wine from the purple mushrooms.
Yeah, smart assumption.
Aluna asked if we want to check. We want to check, or do we? We're not curious.
I mean, again, we've already assaulted one gnome, so I think maybe we should keep our hands as clean as possible.
Can I go up and sniff the spigot and see if I could like without pouring anything out to see if I could tell what's in it just from smell?
You worked with this wine, right?
I've had it before, yeah.
You might be able to recognize it. So.
I mean, okay, I'll open up one of the spigots and try to get some on my fingers and taste it.
Which one are you going to?
I'll go. I thought only the southern ones had the spigots on them, right?
Only the southern ones. I just want to know, go ahead and move your character to whichever one you want.
Oh, great. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's do that one.
Okay. Yeah, you go up to it, and what exactly were you checking again?
Just to taste it to see if it was similar to the wines that I had before.
Yeah, you do taste it. You open up the spout a little bit, and it's the one that you had back with the Innsmouth was chilled. This one is not so. I mean, it's not warm, it's not hot or anything, but it's definitely not chilled. So it has a bit more of a pungent odor, but you can definitely tell this is the same thing. This is that Nomengard wine.
Yeah, this is the wine that I had before back home in the Innsmouth, so that's, I would assume, what the rest of the barrels have.
Okay.
All good?
I can't imagine what else we would do in here. I mean, we're not seeking wine, so...
No.
Yeah,
all right.
We know there's wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back out and down.
Okay. So, as you are now heading down, you enter into this room, and as you get down there, you can see that there are two gnomes standing atop this small little 10-foot precipice. And as you're beginning to walk down the hall, before you fully get into this room, you hear something yelled down in a language none of you understand. Then you hear it being yelled down in common. Who goes there?
My name is Zash. I'm from Phandalin on behalf of Harbin Wester. We're looking for Fibblestib and Dabbledob.
Okay. What exactly do you need with him?
We are here to request aid to see if they have any magical items that might help us deal with the dragon that has been harassing the surrounding area.
How do we know that you two are not? How do we know that you are not shapeshifters?
I'm not that good with magic. I studied the way of the monk.
Well, we are well enough with magic.
Simple elf.
What did you say, Lucas?
They said, we are well enough with magic that we can defend ourselves.
You're free to come and inspect me if you wish. I mean you no harm.
Oh, no. We know the tricks of you shapeshifters. Prove to us that you are not.
How would you want me to prove to you that I am not a shapeshifter?
That is up to you.
Zash goes up and starts stripping.
Oh God! Put your clothes back on.
Are you sure? You don't want to see more?
I don't, but I still can't be sure that you're not a shapeshifter. You could take any form.
Even a naked one.
Zash is just gonna stand there naked.
You know what? Roll me. Roll. Do me a favor. Roll me as you're doing this. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, that looked like it was gonna be a 16.
So they, as you're sort of backing up, they look at you and they go, well, you hear them talking, saying something in Nomish, and they say, we do not believe you. You could be the shapeshifter, the one that took our brother.
Who's your brother?
Who's your brother?
He is dead. It means nothing. You have killed him.
I did not kill your brother.
I've never killed. No.
Yeah. Roll initiative.
Oh God.
Fine. We're talking.
Very unfriendly gnomes.
Rude. Oh, good lord.
Luna did pretty well.
I'm not sure.
Zash did really well.
I'm offended that you said
Zash put his clothes back on yet, because now we're about to have a battle.
Well, I don't use armor. I go unarmored, so
So really, what
I'm not losing anything. Yep.
So Zash, it is your turn. They do not believe you. And you can see that each one of them is pulling out a wand of some kind, is beginning to start to cast a spell.
I'm not going to move. I'm going to put my hands up, and I'm going to kneel and say, we are not your enemies. I did not take the life of your brother, and we do not mean to harm you, and we will not fight you.
Okay, roll me another persuasion check.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Seeing you do this, they look at each other and they go. You hear uttering something in in the Nomish language, and then they say, You did not?
I did not. No. You guys are the first besides Factor that we've met.
Oh, you met Factor? That bitch is crazy.
Right?
We can't even go down that hallway anymore.
She almost shot me with a crossbow.
He did shoot me the other day.
You see one turns around, just like pulls down his pants, and he has just like a patch right on his ass.
Vanadar speaks up.
Why is everyone?
Vanadar speaks up. I could take care of that injury there for you to prove that we mean no harm.
Oh no, it's all right. I had it patched up by I had it patched up by Up and Down in there. It was she was able to take care of it with her medicinal magics. I appreciate the offer.
Up and Down.
Oh yes, Up and Down. She works up in the kitchen.
Oh, that was probably the one that I think we met her earlier. She's very busy and didn't answer any of our questions and shoot us out of the door before I could get her name.
Well, I'm sure she shooed you out of the door. I mean, right now, with everything that's going on around here, we're not really supposed to be letting anyone, waltzing around free of charge, especially that shifter.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, I can't... Bo, I can't really say too much. And like looks down the hallway a little bit and says, well, you see, there is a creature. Some of the gnomes don't want to believe that it's here, but two other gnomes, Orin and Warren, they went missing. And a few days ago, it was said that somebody saw one of the chairs in the dining room just like move on its own. After that, it was fine. We looked around, we didn't see this chair, so pretty much think that it could be anywhere. We don't know what is going on, and in fact, that's why why King has locked the other king into the royal bedchamber. When it attacked him, he claims that it took the form of a rug, and he has locked himself and Nurgle in the royal bedchambers. He will not let him out until that thing is gone.
What, Stacy?
King himself and who?
So he said that he locked that a gnome by the name of Korbaz has locked another gnome by the name of Merkel into the royal bed chambers. He said that one of the kings locked the other king into the royal bed chambers.
That's what I thought. I was going to say you have two kings.
Yes, they are together kings of Nomengard.
Instead of a king and queen.
Oh, yes. I mean, if we had a female ruler with them, I mean, I'm sure if that was how they want it, but no, two of them are very well connected, and they have been together for a very long time, and they are good rulers of Nomengard. But since that shape-shifting creature was spotted around here, well, Korbaz sort of has lost it a little bit. In fact, Fiddlestib and Dabbledob have been trying to figure out a way to get into the chambers, or figure out a way to get them out of her.
We may be able to help. Can you tell us where we can find them?
And they point to the hallway down to the west. They can see it leads outside.
And I don't want to push it too much, but you've already seen a lot of me, so may I know your names?
The one says, "Oh yeah, my name's Pog, and this is Ula."
Okay. And just so you know, the next time you see us, ask us Habash. And if we don't give you that answer...
That's my cousin. How do you know Habash?
I'm good like that.
Alright. So the shepherd is my cousin on my mother's side, Habendash.
Yes, and if we do not give you that answer, you know it's the shapeshifter and to fire.
Right. Alright. Smart.
Alright.
Smart. You see the one, Ula looks over and says, "We should have come up with codes a long time ago, otherwise we wouldn't have been dealing with this." Pog just says, "It's not my fault. Come on, don't get off my back."
If that becomes a royal decree, it'd be Zash.
I'm gonna ask Pog and Ula, how well do you guys know these tunnels?
I mean, well enough. We have been living here most of our lives.
So have you guys haven't seen anything out of the ordinary? Like a shapeshifter maybe pretending to be a object just like...
I mean, you figure it could be anything. It could be a book, it could be a chair, it could be a barrel, it could be, a wrench. It could be anything. It could be a cabinet. As it already was.
I think maybe we should go and talk with Fiddlestib and Dabbledob and see what they have.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Yeah, I still have a worse. I stick with that.
Okay. So I'm gonna go down the way that they pointed when I asked where Fiddlestib and Dabbledob...
So you head outside, and when you get here, you can see that this area is just covered in mist. It is obscured. You can see the bridge, but it is kind of difficult to see, where all the footholds are. So, bridge is difficult terrain. So if you are trying to walk across it, know that it is quite slippy.
Okay. Is it just like a rope bridge?
Yeah, it's a rope bridge.
Okay. And is there that we could like tie us to it?
If you have rope, if you want to tie yourself that.
Yeah, because we all have rope in our like adventuring.
You all should. You'd all have about 30 feet of rope.
Yeah.
Most adventurers hat.
So I'm gonna pull them about, and
I don't have adventuring gear.
That's because
No.
because you are a cleric. So that would have meant that some of your items were probably going to be like a holy hit, which is like almost block in secure fence or like that.
Yeah. So I.
Well, I see your backpack with adventure gear.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
Oh, he has a back.
Yeah, I back. It says backpack is a leather bag carried on back. Typically, it's secure. A pack can 1 cubic meter per 30 gear. Just saying about it.
You can strap them such a bedroll coil of rope to the outside of it, but just having a backpack doesn't mean that. But yeah, so you have enough rope that you.
Oh, I have 50. Okay, so I'm gonna cut off 10 feet and get Vandar so that he can secure us to the bridge while crosses.
I'm also going to. Which one of you? Both you can fairly acrobat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will tap a Luna and get this. Okay.
And then I'm gonna tie myself to the bridge and I'm gonna start crossing it.
And like I'll wait for him to get a little bit down, and then I'll do the.
You are. I think you guys have been overthinking it. If you're trying to like run with it, you would. If you're just taking time walking across, that's
I was expecting a skill check stuff, and I'm like, I don't really think I'll sprint die.
It's a little obscure, a little slippy. You know,
Okay.
You'll get across it. So yeah,
Okay.
You're all able to make it across. No worries on that.
Full on. Like
Definitely overthought it.
You say no.
But
what is that?
as you get to this next room, you find a small set of stairs that is leading up into a room. The room is lightly obscured from the mist of waterfall, but you can see that it's two rapidly large pieces. They look just like turnstiles. They have razor-sharp blades on them. They're each in a different direction.
And are they spinning quick?
They are.
And how high off the ground?
So blades are basically just 1 foot apart.
They're small?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one is spinning this way, and this one is spinning that way.
Okay. Oh god.
Go back and ask Bula how to get past that. Like, maybe the wall slow it. Yeah, or maybe they can just turn it off. Yeah.
Well, do I like? Is there anything on the wall?
Roll me a perception.
Shouldn't invite him.
Ooh, come on.
Yes, you can actually see. It's kind of hard to see them, but on the far side of this room, over here, you can actually see that there is a lever on the wall. You're not sure how you would reach it for you on this side, but you can see that there is a lever.
And there's no gaps. So, in the middle of it, is there any gaps? Or are the blades, like, interlocking?
They're interlocking, but you can definitely tell that there would not be enough room for you to go through the center of them without getting completely shut off.
Okay. Hey, Luna, do you try to shoot an arrow through and he'll...
I was thinking my option.
Alright.
Oh, wait. Teleport?
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, I can teleport. I can face step across. Jesus. I forgot my elf useful good limitation. Yeah.
Oh my god, you can go 30 feet. Yeah.
Alright. So
Because then, for how they work.
Yeah. So are you face stepping up to there?
Yep. I'm gonna face step, assuming I'm 60 feet in the air or something.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, they're like I said, they're right there where they are. So the two of you sort of step back. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You step back and you give her a little bit of room. You can see that there's this sort of like leaves and vine mist that forms around her, and suddenly she disappears, and you see the leaves almost like billowing in the wind going through blades, and you completely going right past it, and then they reform on the other side, and you are able to flip the switch, and as you do, the blades slow to a stop. You are able to move through them.
Awesome. Good job, Anna.
Yes, good job.
Yeah. I think hold on to that because I know it's one-time use. This would be time to use it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely was a very opportune moment. And so you know what to do. I'm gonna give.
Hopefully, I don't need to do it again.
Oh, what? So I was gonna say I really liked how you guys did that. I liked how you guys thought through that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give each of you a point of inspiration. So what to do is you are going to roll a d6, and I will explain to you what to do d6.
And also, in the back of my mind, with the thought of shifter running about, possibly shifter, Zash is gonna flip the lever and turn the button.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
So we can follow.
Very good idea.
All right. So, Iluna, go ahead and roll a d6. There you go. Okay. So now what you're gonna do is go to your equipment, and you're gonna see that very top item in your equipment inspiration points. That, and then you'll see on the right-hand side where it says the name of it. There's an option that says charges. Increase that to the amount that just rolled.
Okay.
What that means is now that you have that inspiration, the time that you make a roll, so that'd be an attack check, a save, whatever you want. If before I tell you whether or not you succeed, you can add those to it.
Okay.
Okay. Just random. I in my inventory. I have an unidentified item 1. Is that like a mistake?
I saw that. Well, I don't know what.
I think it was from when helping me out, Tony, when I was trying to figure out how to add the Manticore barbs. And I think you were kind of like going through with me, because I think only
it doesn't matter.
just potions and the bard I looted.
Yeah,
so
if there's ever a situation where you want to something like rand that's not actually an item, your best bet is to go down to the very equipment page where it says possessions and just type in whatever it may be. So if you wanted to add it there, just type that in. It's more text field, if anything.
Okay.
So, all
right.
So yeah, you continue on. As you round up around, or as you go up around this corner, you actually see that you can hear them before you can actually see them. But you hear two gnomes talking to another in Gnomish. There's almost like an argument.
I just kind of go, hello?
They heard you surprise, and they said, "Oh, what do you want?"
My name is Zash. I come from Phandalin on behalf of Western. I'm looking for Fit Dab. I was told by you that they would over this way.
That's but we have no time to be dealing with your shenanigans. We are trying to deal with you here.
Well, what situation is the shifter?
Well, it is that, but we are more focused on trying to make sure the safety of Korbaz and Nerkly.
Well, maybe we can with that.
And how do you do that?
Well, we need a little bit more information on what's going on so that maybe we can help us formulate a plan.
So the one to the right, the man, he says, well, you see, maybe you can just settle an argument. See, my idea is to create a samurai, something that brings in his mental faculties. And the female dabbled, she says, no. See, my idea is that we create like a straitjacket thing that holds him, binds him, so we can which do you think best?
Neither. They both sound terrible. Specifically, straitjacket.
Well, what is your idea?
Well, we were talking. He started to go after the shapeshifter. Shut up. So, if we perhaps found the shapeshifter and returned, no problem, correct?
You see sort of each other and they go, yes, that
I
way.
hear your gnomes are pretty good with magic. Maybe you could make a device that detects magic, and we can find the shapeshifter.
And they go, the one, and says,
well, I suggest if maybe we would to this entire cavern.
And they look at you three. And,
well, if the three of you are here, that might.
And so the one, runs down the hallway. Sybil says,
"Oh, Detective, depending on where you are, is most of the things in this cave are magic. It's gonna like a firework."
Yes, you bring up a. Well, I could always try to do this thing when I pull my out.
I mean, it's your down. I mean, if you're willing to help, I think that would do the trick. If three of you are able to find the shapeshift, and then that might be what it takes to convince to convince King Korbaz that everything is safe, and then would King Berkeley out.
Well, we can. Okay.
I go to Pop and say, yeah, we can help you with that, but in the time that we've been around taverns, we've been shot by a couple of blades. We were shot at by cross. Like, is there any other dangers that we have to be aware of? Like, instead of us going around room by room as one shapeshifter, I don't want to stand in corners fast of raid that is just.
It's quite cool. Lade, just, turn. I mean, you lived through that room, so Lade, imagine you through there, no.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
What other are there?
I shouldn't be anything else. I mean, we were there to keep folk out here. I mean, in the fact that you got across here, you have some kind of magic, in either mage hand or some kind of spell used across here. As for being shot, are you talking about backdoor?
Unfortunately, we are.
Lunatic.
We got that.
Yes.
Simple trick with her, okay? Simple. It goes into Oldob, goes back to that room, comes out another few moments later, and just hands you like a bag here clanged in. He goes, if you need to go through there, throw this at her. The gears in it will jam up the gear in her if you're lucky, and then the thing will just. It's what we've had a few times. It's why. Sorry, what was that you said? Yeah, no, the girl's just for mine. She's no crazy anymore. All she's trying to do is protect that device, and who knows what it's for? Anyone knows even her mind.
Yes, we can into that as well.
But ever since that shit has come, she's just taking whatever's down there. Before she was decent, now she's insufferable.
So
maybe find into the shapeshifter, or maybe she'll come at her as well.
Maybe. Said she at least we know that Korbaz, he's just doing it. He's doing what he's doing because he wants to protect us. He's doing it to protect wolves. Factor is just a.
Oh, we won't be able to navigate past blades again until we take a full night rest. So if we go and kill the shifter, or we can get back to you guys out resting.
Talk to Panula?
Yes.
Just have them, as long as they're over there, them mage hand, and that's it.
Then my last question is, do you guys have any idea anything with shapeshifter? You know it hasn't for sure.
Well, it was the rug in his chamber, the sleep and Warren. It was the chair Warren sitting over in the dining room. I don't believe in the kitchen. Hasn't, as far as I guess we haven't been in the master storeroom. King's has locked, and on the other side, it could be stored beyond the kitchen. Might be with the mechanisms that move the barrels around, or it could be barrel room.
Okay. And just a friend, if you see again, you were being the shifter became a keyword. So Hoppendas, if he asks us what happened, give you any other.
Uncle.
We've learned a lot of from up in.
Yeah, he's a hunk.
Oh.
Constantly delving in wine. It's sad, the flea's pretty worried. Truly a sight to be.
Well, we're gonna go and for your shifter problem.
Alright. What room do you want to back?
I just want to check room first.
Yeah, that's thinking to
there's like two of those.
Yeah.
After that, we could go to the crab room.
Okay.
And hopefully it's not a crab, because... Can you imagine if you went up and poked it with quarters and like attacked us?
Alright, so you are head back into... Oh wait, why is it doing that? Oh, I know why doing that. I have you all selected as a group. So as you head back into this room, you hear your gnomes shout at you. Who goes there?
Hush! Guys, start dripping again.
Yes, that's a bassy folk. So, Fabledob.
Fine shifter.
Oh, much. Well, I'm glad that having adventures yourself on that job. Guys, I don't like.
So you guys won't help us out then?
Oh no, like I'd 5e up that I can spell and then just decraw, that the thing. Speaking of which, are you? Never mind your spell.
We have one that's.
It's interesting. Oh yeah.
No. Yeah.
No.
That guys head through, and you make a back up into the barrel.
Okay, so I think maybe one. I think they gave it to you, right, honey? Because you was the one that's the bag of all. Right?
It was either
Had a wand of detect magic.
Right. You did.
We would have done that. We're going for you.
And then presume it tapped it.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So yeah, so who?
So,
no, please.
guard the door, and then the person to the tactic.
Will be the one that's barreled to bear the one. I'm just gonna tap on Terrell if anything happens.
Okay.
Okay, let's start.
That's fine. So, you activate this before as you suddenly with feet of you are able to found you. As
Missed that arrow.
Well,
yeah, so you get to and the moment you magic emanate down here.
Okay, I go ahead and the information to both Alien and that very strong suspicion that barrel could probably be the shapeshifter. So,
and so I will tell actually this match.
Okay.
Oh, there was.
Definitely, I'm gonna have to battle it. It's evil napped a friend of mine.
Yeah, I'm scared for the.
When I'm gonna move up here so that the line doesn't shoot.
I'm right to make sure that
Got it.
Okay.
Just that way to meet shield. Like,
I'll say talking about that. You're getting an arrow sprout or looks like one of it just opens as one to maw with a tongue. John here is being arrow. I imagine once I get my faster internet, it'll be so much better. Okay, yeah. So, as you were all discussing this little plan, you see this thing sprouts 4 legs, and it's the front of the barrel sort of opens up into this toothy maw with a protruding tongue, and it just sort of snarls and growls. I will give Iluna this surprise round. So go ahead when you are ready if you want to take a shot at this thing.
Right. Yeah, with the longbow. So I just pressed the 7 for the longbow. Oh my god. Talk.
Yes, that is what you do.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Ooh, nice.
Go ahead and roll your damage. All right. And so
Wow, nice hit.
We will start.
I thought it was a 1.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. Oh man.
Not as good as last time, Zash.
My rolls have been all over the place tonight.
All right. So Vanadar, it is your turn. This thing is fully transformed into its mimic shape. Just
did Aluna shoot it?
She did.
Yeah.
It hit. And it dealt 10 damage.
What happened to it?
Holy shit. Okay. I will cast. I will cast Bane on it.
Okay. Is that a first level
Is that just?
spell?
That's not a save or anything? Yeah, it is a first
Yeah.
level spell.
No, yeah. So when you cast it, no, there's no save. You just choose a creature and you are baning them.
Oh.
Nice.
Cool. Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure that's how.
So yeah, I cast Bane.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because.
I mean, that's how it reads.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
No, I'm sorry.
but then again, you said that's a homebrew.
No, I'm sorry. Shit. I have to fix that. That's a charisma save. I must not have.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, sorry about that. That would be a charisma save. My apologies. I will fix that after tonight.
A charisma save against my spell DC?
Yes. So that would be a charisma save against 13. It fails, so it is still baned.
Hey. Okay.
Nice.
And then
Do me a favor. Roll a d20.
can I still cast a cantrip or no?
You can cast a cantrip, but roll me a d20. No, you could not cast a cantrip because your cantrips are all actions. You do not have a bonus action cantrip.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
So as you cast this,
I rolled an 11 for the d20.
yeah. So as you cast this, tiny little motes of light begin to like float around you in like a 10-foot, area. Like immediately around you, but you are now like giving off this like aura of light in a 10-foot area.
Can I ask why?
You can ask why. Isn't that a wonderful thing about being a human is you can ask questions, but not necessarily get the answers for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm glowing then. Okay, I'm gonna move nowhere. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Move nowhere.
Luna, it is your turn.
What else am I supposed to do except shoot it again?
I mean, that's sort of what rangers do. Is they?
I like being away near the door, just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I've got. That's why I don't care for the magic that attacks. I have a weapon that does really well, so. Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
hit for
shoot my
10 damage. That's
then.
insane.
Yeah, light it up.
So what did I get? It's not as good. Apparently, I lost my
It's
nerve.
It's not as good, but it is good enough to hit. You
That's
do
still
hit
not
it.
bad.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh
Alright.
man.
Not as much, but it's still
Still
good.
not bad.
Yeah.
Every point of damage counts.
Yep.
So.
I mean, you've already done 14 damage to it, so.
All right. So the mimic.
I guess there's nothing else I can do.
I don't believe so. I believe most of your, you could use healing word to heal somebody. You could use rescue to move somebody, but that would be, a willing creature, mind you. You don't have your teleport right now, so that's out of the question. But the mimic is going to move up, and it is going to attack Zash because it is right in front of him. That is a 13 to hit, which does not hit.
Minus a D4 as well.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, but it doesn't
not
matter.
even gonna worry about a D4.
My AC is 15.
Yep. So Zash, it is your turn. dog is.
All right, I am going to look at Vanadar and be like, "Bro, why are you lighting up like a light bulb?" And then flick my claws out, and I'm gonna pop it twice.
All right.
So my first attack, Jesus, 7.
That misses.
That probably doesn't hit, yeah.
Yeah, definitely doesn't.
Did we lose him again?
No, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I heard him a little bit there. Okay. Yeah, now we can. So I'm guessing the 7 missed.
Right, the 7 missed. Oh my god, I hate this.